Hi, I'm Jam. Welcome to Pathways of Hope. Today is Thursday in the octave of Easter. So happy Easter. We are actually doing a series called Dwelt Among Us, where we will focus on a particular word or phrase from the gospel reading of the day and kind of delve a little bit more deeply into that word or focus more on that word or phrase and see what the Lord might have for us there. So let's get started. Today's gospel reading comes from Luke chapter 24, verses 35 to 48. I'm not going to read the entire passage, it's a bit long for quite a short video, but I'd like to draw our attention to verse 36. As they were talking about these things, Jesus himself stood among them and said to them, "Peace to you." We're going to focus on that phrase, peace to you, or actually that word, peace. I'm sure we have a lot to say about this word. It's a very common thing that we see throughout scriptures, but even in secular settings, we would probably use that word a lot. But what would it mean in our context here? The original Greek word used in the passage is eirene. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but just for the sake of this reflection, let's go with that, eirene. That is the Greek word used in this passage. And it means quite a lot of things, actually. One would be a state of national tranquility, the absence of war. That was a big deal in those times, especially. It could also mean harmony between individuals, harmony among people. Another definition would be the state of a soul that is assured of its salvation through Christ, and therefore fearing nothing from God and content with its earthly lot. Another would be the blessed state of devout and upright men after death. So that's eirene for you. Now, throughout the Gospels, Jesus would actually use this particular word eirene multiple times, some of which would be, "Go, your faith has made you well. Go in eirene." Another would be, "Eirene, I leave with you. My eirene, I give unto you." This latter verse goes on to tell us that this peace that Jesus gives us is unlike any that we can find in the world. He says, "Not as the world gives, do I give it to you." So what is this peace that Jesus brings us? As Christians, we know that Jesus' coming into the world is to bring about peace between the Father and humanity estranged from him because of sin. Jesus came that we might be restored from brokenness and sinfulness into wholeness, and that in itself is peace. We could also say that Jesus himself is our eirene. He gives us himself, his own life, abundantly. Again, in the verse that I just read to you, it says, Jesus himself stood among them, and he said to them, "Peace to you." The reality is this state, this peace, is possible not because we can work towards it ourselves, not because we can do things to achieve it for ourselves. The reality is it's possible for us only because Christ Jesus makes himself known to us, makes his presence known to us. And when we receive him as he comes to us, we experience all those definitions of peace, harmony, both within ourselves and with other people in our relationships. but also that state of assurance of salvation, that state of fearing nothing that may come, simply because God is within us. This is the peace that Christ offers us. It is Himself. It is His own life, given freely to us, that we might be restored to the Father, find fullness and wholeness in Him. The question for us now that maybe we could ponder on throughout the day would be, how can I recognize Jesus appearing to me in the day-to-day as He appeared to the disciples and stood among them? How can I recognize Him coming to me where I am and offering me Himself? Another would be, what would it look like for me to share this peace with others? What would it look like for me to bring this peace into all my relationships? Some things for us to think about. And my hope, my prayer is that we experience more of this peace that Jesus Christ offers us, especially in the season of Easter. May we welcome the resurrected Lord coming to us, standing in our midst, amongst us. May God bless you.